Okay, so I just wanted to show you a few things that I have been working on that have really helped me in my prayer and Bible reading and making notes into more of a routine. So I have been a Christian for 25 years now, more than that maybe, and I have always been really bad at routine. I get into a habit of something that lasts for, maybe a few days, maybe even a few weeks if I'm lucky, and then it sort of falls apart. And particularly at the moment, I have a job which is different every day, and the time that I have available is different every day. And so it's hard to establish a daily routine that works really well for me. This is a thing which has helped, at least in the last few weeks. We'll see how long that goes. So I got very excited watching a lot of videos on YouTube about people making fake Midori type holders, traveler's notebook type holders, and I decided that that was what I wanted to do. I used this amazing scrapbook paper which I bought from Ellie Beth Designs. It's an illustrated faith scrapbook paper. You can see it's based around Philippians 4:8, whatever things are true or noble or right or pure or lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy, think about those things. So that is just cut from one sheet of scrapbook paper. On the other side, on the inside, it's got this is just a scrapbook paper I bought from Hobbycraft, but it just happens to have really nice text on it. It says things like love, trust, faithful, happiness, thoughts, sharing, encouragement, and so on. So I thought that would work quite well. I followed a YouTube tutorial, which I'll link below, on how you can put those together to make this sort of outer cover. So all it is just a couple of sheets of scrapbook paper stuck together and covered in that kind of plastic that you buy for book covers. What's it? I mean, sticky back plastic, basically, that you buy in sheets, and a bit of elastic. I've stuck some stickers on mine as well. And then these inserts are also really easy to make. I mean, at the simplest level, you just fold together some card and some printer paper and staple it together. I've actually stitched mine together. And again, you can find a ton of tutorials on YouTube that will show you how to do that stitching if you want to. And then I've just used, again, another bit of cut from the scrapbook paper and some washi tape. There you can see washi tape and stickers. And I've made two of those. This one again is just from scrapbook paper from Hobbycraft, and a little sticker from one of the I think it's from one of the Illustrated Faith series again. And I got a bit carried away putting a lot of stickers inside my book. A few weeks ago I was in the Works and they were having a clearance sale, and I bought a book of an adult sticker book for £1, which had a lot of these really pretty butterflies and flowers and birds and things in it, and some washi tape. So I had a lot of fun over a couple of evenings just sticking stickers in these books. And then let me just show you how I am using them. So this is the first one that I put faith, hope and love on the front. But actually what's really crucial is this washi tape that says Amen, 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 and the little sticker that says pray, because this is my prayer journal. And I don't know about you, but when I try and pray, I will quite often find my mind wandering off or falling asleep or doing anything it's supposed to be doing except praying. So I do find it really helpful to write down my prayers so that I don't get distracted. On the front inside cover, I've got a list of prayers that I pray every day, more or less, and I find it really helpful to have those written out like that, so that when I start to pray, when I sit down and come to the Lord, I know where I'm starting. I know there are things I want to pray on a regular basis, and obviously sometimes some of those change. So the top one says, Lord, forgive my sins. That's a prayer I want to pray every day. But some of these are about slightly more specific situations to do with my current work or stuff going at church, and they might change over time, but those are sort of where I want to start every day with things to pray for. And then each day I just write down, sometimes it looks more like a list, sometimes it's more of a sort of discussion. I've got I'll show you a blank page so you can see it in more detail. I've got date stickers on each day, and what I quite like about this is it's not a forever thing. I find quite often if I start a big notebook, I'll get a few pages into it and then be sort of overwhelmed by the fact that actually I've still got 100 pages left and I haven't done any for months or whatever. These are dated, and you know, you get a month's worth in a little insert like this. If you start with 8 pages of print paper, each of those will give you 16 sides of it. One on each side gives you 32, so it's enough for a month, but not much more than that. And you know, if you have a blank page, you have a blank page. It's not the end of the world. And when you get to the end of the month, you get to make another one. And so these little inserts, they just slip through the elastic inside your holder, and that's there. This one I'm using for notes on my Bible reading, and I wanted to just tell you a bit about what I'm using for my Bible reading at the moment. I have this on my Kindle, so I'll just open up my Kindle so that I can show you at least the cover of what I'm doing. It's called, it has the most brilliant title, Nailed It, 365 Sarcastic Devotions for Angry People. Isn't that the most brilliant title? And I'll just show you the cover of it because I think it's fabulous. I don't know how well we're going to be able to see this. There we go. That is a picture of Jael holding a blood dripping tent peg and a hammer after she's obviously just hammered it into Sisera's head. If you don't know that story, you need to go and read the book of Judges. And her 365 devotions, obviously you can do that in a year, and they each just take one verse, working our way the whole way through the Bible. So I'm in sort of 2 Kings at the moment, and give you something, just a really interesting way of thinking about it and applying it and understanding how the whole Bible is teaching the gospel. So I'm really enjoying that. And I'm using this little notebook each day again. I have a blank sticker at the top of each page, you can see that, where I just sort of write one word that maybe summarises what I want to think about that day. So pray, or hearing, or here, this is one of my favourite days, lions. Yeah, fear isn't always the worst thing if it sends you in the right direction, and how actually the Israelites were scared of all the wrong things, and so God sent lions. They should have been scared of him instead. And a similar one about fear. So you can see I've only been doing that for a few days, but I'm really liking that it's not huge pages, but there's a focus to it, and again I put in a lot of stickers there, and I'm just using this page at the back to make notes about answered prayers that I think, I guess I could have done that in the other one as well. But again, it's just, I really like that these are short little books. You have to get intimidated about, have I filled the whole notebook, whatever. So that's what I've got in there. You could do another one, for example, if you wanted to have one for taking sermon notes, or if you go to a weekly Bible study, you could maybe have one that's just dedicated to that. You can slip more of these things in if you want. So I've got one at the back. This is a clear pocket, which I've used to put a little notebook in there in case there's things that I want to take notes for that don't really fit in the other books, and also some spare stickers, because you never know when you might need extra stickers. So that is my prayer and Bible traveller's notebook.